Hey, what's up, Doomers, and welcome back to another Snapmap tutorial from FX-Stream. This is video number 6, and this is about demon or monster spawning in your map. Anyway, let's get going, and what we're going to do to start with is simply set up a trigger mechanism first in your logic, and that's going to be under gameplay. So we're going to put the module thing, which I showed you in tutorial 1. So what we're going to do is drop that in there at the start of the room, so as people enter the room, this is the trigger. So we're going to start with G, on player entered the room, and then we're going to go to our spawning demons, and we've got 3 choices here. We've got a few others on the other sections, but what we're going to do is we're going to spawn a group demon encounter. So we're going to hit the space bar, drop that down, and then spawn encounter. And if we look on X, if we look at the properties, we go into the top second section here, and then you get a big list of what you actually want. Now you can tailor make these and get them down to a fine art, or fine tune them to exactly what you want, but more or less you're going to get the same sort of things. It's quite modular, but what I'd say is if you want additional things to go into your waves, then what you can do is do some separate spawns, which we'll cover in this as well. So we do a group demon encounter, and then we do some special additions, you know, bespoke. Okay, so let's start with this. So we start with something like process worker horde 3, 6 possessed workers, and 1 possessed engineer. So that's 7 in total. That's quite a lot for one person. So 2 imps, 1 demon, and 1 baron. 4 imps and 1 baron. Barons are quite tough. So we go for mixed possessed soldiers, 2 soldiers, 1 security, and 1 hellraiser. So we do that for a start, nice and easy. And spawn encounter, we can have an activator. So we can actually set the spawn location, and don't forget, as we covered in the one of our other tutorials, you can set an actual path for your AI to travel along. So we've got encounter, activator, and spawn proximity. Now spawn proximity I've had a few problems with already, where it doesn't actually work unless I've just, again, it works, but it's just not close enough to where you want it to. You want it to all spawn on a single point. Unfortunately, it's not going to happen, so get used to that for now. So we say in module, which is pretty much where this module is now. You can change the health modifier or damage, and increase or decrease the sort of level of difficulty, but we'll leave it as standard for now. So what I was saying about doing some tailor-made individual ones, spawns. So we go back to the module again, and then we'll click the G on enter, and let's say we'll put 1 over here, and we say we want a single demon encounter. Drop that down to the floor, and then we could say spawn here, and then we do okay, spawn the demon, and we'll hit X. So then we get to do a single encounter, and what we do, we put a single pinky here, and we apply that, and that's pretty much it. So what we could do at this stage, we could apply a timer. So we could say, right, rather than spawn this pinky spawn at the same time as this wave encounter or group of demons, we can put it on a timer. So let's go back to that. We'll delete that logic line. If I can get there. Delete that logic line. Delete that logic line. Delete that one. So we've still got our spawn encounter sitting there, all set, ready to go. So you can do this, and then what we do is we'll shove a timer up in between. So if we go and find the timer, just got to remember where it is. Still getting used to the actual menus. Put a timer there. So what we do is we go back to here again. We hit G on enter, start the timer, and then G on the timer finished, spawn this demon. Nice and simple, nice and easy. So then we go back to the timer, and we say X properties, and then we look at the duration. So we want the timer to last 5 seconds. Hit return, and away we go. So that's pretty much it. So what we're doing, we're actually putting a delay on that, let's say, it's called him a mini boss, on that mini boss spawn encounter. And then what we could do again, we could feed off of this timer again. So we do G, bring this over here, so we could say, right, let's spawn another separate demon. So we can go on to separates here, and then we could put a cyber mancubus in here, So we say, okay, we want him to show. So we're giving you all 3 types of demon spawning. So you click properties and you can say spawn or startup off, so you can't see him. And we're going to put his health. So don't forget, you can trick people, because yes, you could have loads of these big like mini bosses in there, but you can set them down to 1%. So they'll die instantly. I mean, you could have loads of them, but it's just a case of, it's like an illusion, if you like. So spawn behaviour, we will have him on, that's not changing, so we go back in. There we go. So we want him on hunt, so that he'll find the person. And also, again, like I was mentioning in some of my other tutorials, you can actually select a team. So team 4, team 1, team 2, etc, etc. Okay. So we'll spacebar that, we'll accept that. So now let's follow our logic. So we're going to say, also going to put a lock on the door. Let's put a lockdown status. So we click that, and we click that. So lockdown. So as you enter this room here, the door will go into lockdown mode. So you'll get that white sheen across the door when you try and open it. It will trigger your main key entry module. This will then, on player entered, spawn the encounter and start the demon group event. Okay, so that's that one there, and then that's then going to trigger your timer. So you're going to say, okay, I want after 5 seconds, I want the single demon encounter to spawn there. And then you could say, although we've set this already, we can delete that. We can delete that as well. And we can go all the way back to the timer again. On timer finished, we hit G, and bring it all the way across to here, and we set another timer. And you're thinking, why do you want to do that? Well, you can stagger things across, you know. And I can't even find it now. Bear with me. I swear it was up here before. Communication, no, demons. Flow, there it is, every time. So okay, so we can say, right, when that timer's finished, start another timer. So we hit add on that, we hit the G on that, and then we'll do that again because it was freaked out a little bit there. G on there, show the demon. Okay, so we go through the logic one more time. On enter, lock down the door, start the wave event there. Set this timer off. 5 seconds later, this beast will spawn, the pinky, and then the timer will start after 5 seconds, and we'll set this timer to 10 seconds. That'll be fine. So then we're staggering out the spawning locations of all the demons. Okay, let's go and play this now. So in we go. And there we go, there's the first spawn, first wave. 5 seconds later we should see Pinky, there he is. Then after 10 seconds, if I can survive this long, we should see the big Mancubus over there. And there we go, 1 health, dead. Nice big hole in there. And I'm going to quickly die. And there you go guys, that is the timing mechanism for spawning AI and demons. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please like and sub as always, and catch us in part 7. Thanks for watching.